Good evening, everybody. This is Kim Nicholson, and I'll jump straight into my first slide, which is about an episodic memory that has stayed with me for a very long time. It was a great treat for me and my brothers to go to work with my dad sometimes. We looked forward to that. Our childhood was fairly isolated, living in farmland, rural England, and going to a big building site in the next town was a huge difference to our daily activities. My father and I had packed a lunch the night before we were going, and when we arrived the next morning, his boss's wife asked me if I would like to have lunch with her, and I jumped at the chance because her grandchild, who I knew, was going to be there. But when I told my father, his face fell, and I could see that he was very disappointed that we weren't going to be spending that time together. And I think that was one of the first occasions when I realized that I could upset somebody else, and the responsibility of that has stayed with me for a very long time, and I now think very carefully and have since then thought very carefully about changing plans on people, and have understood that can sometimes be a huge disappointment to them. My next slide shows some of my hobbies and passions. I live in Southern California, where the weather is probably some of the nicest weather in the United States. It's generally very beautiful here. The temperatures are very nice. You can be outside a lot of the time, and it makes hiking and being outside in the mountains or at the beach or even in the desert, it's possible to do all three of those things in the same day in this area. I love being with my children, being at home with my husband, our dogs. I love curling up on the couch with a really good biography. So, those are things that fill my days for me. My daily routine is probably very similar to all of yours. It involves getting up, getting breakfast for everybody, getting out the door to work, coming home to school, and trying to get as much done when your brain isn't functioning as freshly as you would like it to has been a real challenge for me, but it sure does make you sleep well. And as you can see, I've asked for an 8th day there because it sure does seem hard to cram all that we have to cram in to just 7 days. An 8th one would be great. Chaos is something that I seem to thrive in, so it is both a frustration and an emotional button for me. There's always chaos when you have children who need to be taken to places, taken to their activities, to and from school, and with all the stuff that they have going on, it seems that mothers thrive in chaos, and I certainly do, even though I would love for there to be order in my life. But I know that when that day comes, I will greatly miss the chaos. I began studying for this degree all the way back in 2002, just taking a class a semester if I could afford to, and it's taken really all this time to be able to get to the point where I can say that I'm just a few months away now from graduating with a psychology degree. And so I hope that's an encouragement for some of you who are also busy. As far as intelligence is concerned, it's like you can be incredibly intelligent, but there's only so many hours in the day. And I found that with working full time and having 4 children, there just weren't enough hours in the day for me, no matter what style of intelligence I had. For me, tragedy and victory memories really both involve running away from England when my 2 small boys and my husband and I experienced several family tragedies that would just seem all-encompassing and hard to really fathom and figure out. So we came to America when we had the opportunity, and it has been such a wonderful thing for us. And running, I've run 3 marathons, trained a team for a 4th, and so running has featured very heavily in my life. So that's all there is about me. Take care.